tomorrow night at 9, you'll be able to turn on your set to Channel 5 and watch the 61st annual running of the Oscars. Yes, tomorrow night, the annual Academy Awards. And I want you to meet two gentlemen who are very involved in tomorrow night's running. First, Allan Carr, who is producing tomorrow night. He is a man of tremendous credits, co-produced, co-authored Grease, won the 1984 Tony Award for Broadway's Best Musical, La Cage aux Folles, which premiered right here in Boston. Good morning to you, Allan. Nice to have you with us.
Good morning, Eileen.
And also, Micheal Caine. Micheal will be presenting the award for Best Supporting Actor tomorrow night. And in fact, 3 years ago, Micheal, you were probably wringing your hands. You were up for Best Supporting for Hannah and Her Sisters, right?
Yeah, I won it for Hannah and Her Sisters.
I know you won it, yes.
Yeah, I got it. I'm presenting the award with Sean Connery, who won it last year for the Untouchables.
What did you feel like 3 years ago? Can you give us some insight into what goes on in an actor's mind?
Well, you go a little blank, really, because no one ever expects to win it, I'm sure. I certainly didn't expect to win it. And you hear the name, and you think, I wonder who that is. and it's you.
Yeah.
And if you're there, I'm told, you have to listen very carefully, because sometimes people are so anxious to win it. I was there on one occasion when a very famous director got up to go, and they didn't say his name.
Uh-oh. That's a lousy feeling.
Well, you were away. I was at a private party, and your name was announced. Tell them where you were. You were in the Bahamas, right?
I was in a hotel in the Bahamas drinking beer with my makeup man, and the picture kept fading.
And I was at a private party, and with lots of Michael's friends, and when his name was announced, everyone just whooped it up, and we were thrilled. And then you called, and we called you, and you spoke to your daughter and Shakira, and it was a great moment.
It was a wonderful moment, actually. It really is quite unforgettable.
Yeah, you just mentioned, Allan did, Shakira, your wife, Micheal, and your daughter. I suppose that would be Natasha, right? Who were
Natasha,
with you.
yeah.
Yeah. Are your family as thrilled as you are and wringing their hands as much as you are for this occasion?
Oh yes, completely. My family, I think all families are with the nominees. They were certainly absolutely thrilled. The phone went 8 seconds after my name was announced, and they were all on the phone.
That's great.
They were all at Swifty Lazar's party in Hollywood.
Really? Well, you know, you had been nominated for Alfie, Sleuth and Educating Rita, isn't that right?
That's right. I've been nominated 3 times before I won it, yeah.
Well, is the nomination as much of a win in a way? I mean, or I shouldn't say as much of a win. Of course it isn't. But is it good?
A nomination is fabulous. I mean, just to get nominated is quite incredible if you think of the number of movies and the number of actors in movies. But to actually, I always used to think to be nominated is enough. Until I won it, and I thought, well, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, right.
This is better.
You know, Allan, I'm wondering, Allan, why does anyone take on the enormous proportions of producing the Oscars? Is it an honor, or is it kind of an incumbent thing where it's incumbent upon you once in your career to take this on? Because it must be an enormous undertaking.
Well, first of all, it's not for the money, because we do this job for free.
Right.
And since I am a child of the movies, growing up in Chicago, and remember first hearing it on the radio and then watching it on television, it's something I always dreamt that I wanted to do, but I never thought they would ask me. I guess they thought I was too pushy or flashy or not establishment enough. But this year they came to me and said, would you do it? And I was just thrilled. And the key to having a good show is starting early. I started in October. And I think you're going to see one of the best Oscar shows ever. We have more stars, more genuine glamour, I think probably more humor, and it's probably, for one thing, it's the most beautiful Oscar show ever. We have 12 set changes that are all to do with staircases and draperies, and everyone has put their best foot forward. You're even getting dressed up, aren't you, Micheal?
Yeah, I've got a brand new evening suit.
Are we paying for it?
No, you're not paying for it. And I have my bow tie cleaned.
Allan, in what way are you pushy? Well, I would think that in this industry you don't get ahead unless you kind of push your way forward.
Well, I mean, the Academy is a very distinguished group of older people, and I don't know if they... I always thought of myself as the kid from Chicago. I've never grown up, so I guess maybe that's good, because I'm the ultimate fan. So I look at the Oscar show as what would be like you all at home, sitting in bed with the pizza, watching magic happen. And I think this year magic is going to happen.
You know, Micheal, are you enamored by the Oscars? Because I was reading about you, and it seems that you have a life that's very removed from film, although you seem to work so much. But you have a life that's a very normal family life, and you pride yourself in that. So, you know, do you take one kind of a step back from all of this falderall and say, well, it's part and parcel, but it's not my life? You know what I mean?
Well, it is part of my life, really, because I've been in the movie business for 30 years now. And this whole thing is, for me, is a great thing, but I've sort of come here to LA, and it's like going into outer space for me. I live in a very little village in Oxfordshire, in England, where you could very well believe it's 200 years ago. And then suddenly I get on a plane, and 11 hours later I'm in here with Tomorrow Man on my left here.
Yes,
Mr. Whirlwind, yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, you're Mr. Tomorrow Man.
Yeah, I happen to know about those little villages. My husband had a house in West Hannay in Oxfordshire, so I know that. But what part of your rags to riches, the poor part of your upbringing, do you still hold on to, Michael, and hold dear? Because I would think there's a lot of that.
The thing from my own upbringing that I hold on to is family. I'm a very family-oriented person. I grew up in a very happy family, and I've done my best to create another one.
That's great.
And also sort of to hang on to the family. I have a very wide, extended family. I'm sort of a bit like the Godfather who doesn't kill you.
That's good. Michael and Allan, we'll look forward to tomorrow night very much, and congratulations.
Tune in at the beginning, because you're going to see an opening number, the likes of which may never happen again, or
Great.
they may,
It may never happen tomorrow night.
That's right. It's live, you know.
It is live.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And
nice
a few
to
surprises.
see you. All right, Allan Carr and Micheal Caine, thank you. We'll look forward to it. 9 o'clock tomorrow night here on Channel 5, the Academy Awards. Promises to be a great show. When we come back...